Has Xbox's best kept secret finally come out in the form of a brand new game with a very popular third-party developer? And is Xbox finally going to close the deal with ZeniMax and Bethesda? Let's get into these leaks and rumors because there's a lot of them to cover. Hey, what's up everyone? Thanks for stopping by and checking out the video. Remember to hit that subscribe button and that like button if you enjoyed the content. The support is greatly appreciated. Alright, so the first thing I want to talk about has to be this rumored new AAA game that Xbox is supposedly working on. Now, I know a lot of people have talked about this and have even DM'd me trying to find out if it's real. And this new game came in the form of a leak first that was on Reddit along with other forums. It's of course the massive rumor that Xbox is working with FromSoftware, who we all know are the creators of Sekiro and of course Dark Souls. These developers are pretty popular, and they became even more popular when they created an exclusive game called Bloodborne for PlayStation 4 at the start of last generation. Ever since then, they've truly been on a lot of people's radar as a third-party developer that is willing to make an exclusive game for a specific platform, being PlayStation or Xbox. And seeing as Bloodborne became a lot of people's favorite game last generation and really was polished and made very well, a lot of people fell in love with that developer and really put PlayStation on the map as having one of the best third-party exclusives on the market. But let's dive into this rumor and see exactly what is being said. Rumor has it, Microsoft are currently working with FromSoftware on a brand new IP, which would be exclusive for Xbox. Apparently, Turn 10 Studio is helping on the project. This latest rumor regarding Microsoft and their potential plans for partnerships with Japanese studios is certainly what many fans would absolutely love. The rumor, which has surfaced on Reddit and has been deleted in the meantime, reveals that Microsoft are currently working with Dark Souls, Bloodborne, and Sekiro Shadows Die Twice developers FromSoftware on a brand new IP which would be exclusive for Xbox Series X and S. Now, I just want to get into this deleted Reddit post that truly did start this big rumor and what was said and floating around. Here's what the post had to say. Microsoft is collaborating with FromSoftware again. I've been informed that Microsoft is working with FromSoftware on a new IP. Details: Souls-like combat, futuristic setting, main character is not human but more like a hybrid. You can't create a character. Characters can climb large buildings. Larger map than Sekiro. Set to release 2 years after Elden Ring. Next gen only title for Xbox Series X, S, and PC. Assisted by Turn 10. Unrelated but notable, Elden Ring has been delayed internally to 2022. Alright, so as you can see, this is a pretty big leak and something I think people are clinging a little too tight to. I think that this rumor with FromSoftware is coming from a lot of people that remember the collaboration the studio had with PlayStation and how they made Bloodborne for that platform. But as for this rumor and leak, let's just break it down because this sounds a little weird to me. First of all, I don't think that Xbox is working with FromSoftware on a new game, especially when random details are coming out for the game when they haven't even brought out Elden Ring, a game that's been in the works for several years. That would mean that this game is a long ways out. I'm talking about several years away, because not only do they have to release Elden Ring, which I would expect most of the studios working on, but they'll then have to switch gears and start making the new game for Xbox. Of course, they could hire more people and expand the studio to do that, but I just don't see it. And don't get me wrong, there's plenty of studios out there that work on 2 games simultaneously. But when you look at the rumors, especially when you look at the details of this leak, you can't create a main character bigger than Sekiro, next gen only, which of course it would be if it's 3 or 4 years out. Throw in the details of everything else, and I just don't see that being the case with a game that's 4 years away. They'll need way more time to iron out all of those details. Yet, I want to touch on why this rumor has been reported by so many people. First being Phil Spencer, when he had that random interview with his background filled with so many cool toys and products. One of those products was a Sekiro figure that a lot of people figured it meant that they'll be working with FromSoftware on a game. Because we all know that Phil Spencer has hinted things before during his interview with small subtle hints in the background. But for me, I don't think this means they're making a brand new IP with the studio. Instead, I think it means that FromSoftware games might be coming to Game Pass. Maybe not new games, but older games like Sekiro would be coming to the service. And that would be a pretty big get for Xbox, since they're trying to get every type of game into the Xbox Game Pass platform, because that's what they want. They want different type of gamers so they can expand the market and get more subscribers. The second part of this rumor that people tend to leave out is that Miles Dompierre talked about this. If you don't know Miles, he's from Windows Central and a pretty awesome guy. Here's what the article mentions when he brings up the rumor in a podcast he was doing. Unfortunately, this is more or less all the report reveals, other than noting that the game is in pre-production, suggesting a reveal is still a ways off, let alone a release. If all of this is true and goes through, it will be a big pickup for Xbox. While many developers make better selling games than FromSoftware, not many have its number when it comes to quality and consistency. Further, not only is the developer beloved in hardcore circles, but in PlayStation circles thanks to Demon's Souls in the past and more recently Bloodborne. As for the report itself, it comes the way of Miles Dompierre of Windows Central, who does follow up all of this by noting that this information is just based on rumblings he's heard. And right now, it's hard to tell if it's legitimate. In other words, take it with a grain of salt. At the moment of publishing, no party implicated, Microsoft nor FromSoftware, have commented on this report and the speculation it has created, and it's unlikely that either will give that both rarely ever comment on rumors, reports, leaks, or anything of the speculative and unofficial variety. However, if for some reason either do, we will be sure to update the story with whatever either or both provide. Now, I want to say that I've talked to Miles about this, and me and him had a pretty good laugh about it, because right when he mentions that he's heard rumors of Xbox and FromSoftware working together on a new IP, he immediately says that it's probably not legitimate. So yeah, I think this whole fiasco has gone a little overboard, and a lot of people are just happy to see Xbox buy new studios and also purchasing third-party games for the Xbox Series X console. And don't get me wrong, Xbox could be working with FromSoftware, but they most likely aren't. But that doesn't mean that Xbox isn't going to announce some new games this year. I mean, we've seen Phil Spencer and all the top executives at Xbox talk about how they're going to have so many games to announce from now on at pretty much every event. I mean, they have 23 studios and over 30 teams in those studios working on multiple games. And not just small games, but multiple AAA games that will come out on Xbox Game Pass. So don't get your hopes up for FromSoftware, but you should get your hopes up for Xbox and Bethesda. That's something that seems to be rounding the table as something to close out. We've seen multiple reports that ZeniMax and Xbox deal is about to close very soon. In fact, by the time you watch this video, it might already be closed. Here's what's being reported about the two massive companies coming together. Microsoft's $7.5 billion acquisition of ZeniMax Media has apparently been approved by worldwide regulators, closing one of the biggest entertainment mergers in the history of games industry. The Microsoft ZeniMax merger has apparently gone through. Providence Equity, the main stakeholder in ZeniMax Media, has listed ZeniMax as a realized investment on its portfolio webpage. This essentially confirms a deal has gone through. Investments are listed as either active or realized. When an investment is listed as realized, that means the stakeholder has made a profit by selling the investment stake for more money than it was purchased for. Conversely, an active investment means no profit has been made yet. As part of the acquisition, Microsoft promised Providence a six-fold return of their initial ZeniMax Media investment. The merger has not been listed as approved in the European Commission, but Microsoft put out a new Notice of Effectiveness (SEC) filing. Those notices are filed when one company gains control over another entity, in this case, Microsoft gaining control of ZeniMax Media. Now, we all know that the deal was going to close around February or March this year, and seeing how we're in March, it's only a matter of time before the deal closes, and once that happens, you could expect to see some awesome announcements from Xbox and probably Todd Howard and everyone at Bethesda and top executives at Xbox. This is going to be a monumental moment for Xbox and a lot of the people that have worked at the company for years, especially someone like Phil Spencer, because they finally have such a massive first-party presence in the gaming world, especially when you have the biggest RPG creators in the business right there in first party. So don't be surprised if an event is announced along with some of the future plans of Bethesda games. We'll hopefully get the answer about exclusive games and where we could expect those games to come in the future. So all in all, it's a pretty crazy weekend with a lot of rumors floating around, and I'm happy I'm able to talk about it and give you guys my best guess of what's happening along with the breakdowns, because right now there's going to be a lot of rumors floating with Xbox because they're going to go crazy crazy this year. They're going to announce new games, probably new studios, and a bunch of other things we just never saw coming. But I want to know what you think about all of this. Do you think Xbox is working with FromSoftware? Are Bethesda games going to be exclusive to Xbox? What other studio could Xbox be working with? What kind of games do you want Xbox to make? Is there another third-party studio you want Xbox to work with? Go down below and let me know. And I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please hit that subscribe button and that like button. The support helps out the channel more than you know. And give me a follow on Twitter at Zalker87. I'm always on there talking games and sharing my latest videos. Plus, I love interacting with everyone there, so get on Twitter and let's talk about gaming. Also, follow me on Xbox Live. My gamertag is Zalker87, just like my channel name. See what games I'm playing, and let's compete in achievements for the month. Right now, I'm still playing Dirt 5. That game is a lot of fun. Now, I know it's not that great when you compare it to Forza Horizon 4 or any of the Forza games, but so far, I'm enjoying it. The new maps, the races, the cars. I like how it's kind of gritty, and yeah, it's named Dirt for a reason. So, I'm having a lot of fun with that game, and it's on Game Pass, so it's pretty cool. After that, I really do want to get into like a big open world game. I think it's about that time. I'm thinking Assassin's Creed Valhalla because they've patched it, really put in a lot of finishing touches in there that really makes me want to play the game now on my Series X. So I'm looking forward to that. But let me know what you're playing. Are you working on your backlog? Are you playing something new that's come out? Are you working on something through Game Pass? Let me know down below because that's what we're here for, to talk about gaming. And that's all for now. Thanks for watching, and until next time, remember, enjoy your gaming. Later.